Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 718. I'm Salvatore Cassio, along with my co-host Charlie Crane. Charlie, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you, Sal?
I'm good. Happy New Year's to all of you guys that are listening today.
Happy New Year, but hopefully a better year ahead of us.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to bringing you a lot of new content in the upcoming year. So stay tuned.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's get started. MLB. Mets not that much news, but
Yeah, there's not.
I
I feel like there's not that much news from either side of New York baseball.
yeah,
Kind
I
of,
agree.
kind of quiet.
So one of the topics I just want to bring up is like, do you think that Steve Cohen has like lived up to his expectations yet so far as an owner?
I think he's lived up to like expectations from like any normal fan, and not like the hyper Mets fan who wanted Springer and Bauer and Lindor by now. I think that he's gotten you a new catcher. He's re-signed Stroman. I think he's put a lot of good people in your front office. I think it's been successful because it's like if the season were to start tomorrow, you're a better team.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree. I really don't know if we're playoff ready yet, though. I would say if we did add a talent like Springer, I don't want to say Bauer because I don't think we really need Bauer that much. But if we did add someone like Springer, like that really boosts our value as a team. And I really do agree with you. I think Steve Cohen has done a phenomenal job so far. And I just see people on Twitter bashing him like, oh, when are we gonna sign Springer? When are we gonna sign Springer? Like, give
I
him
think it's unfair.
time.
I think it's unfair. I think people are simplifying how free agency works, and I think he's doing a good
Yeah.
job. He's coming in. He's coming in as right away been tasked with rebuilding an organization, and I don't think that all comes quickly. Like I think you need to give him time. I think he's doing a good job. I agree with you that I don't think Bauer. I think Bauer is a luxury item, and where I think like a center fielder like Springer is more of a necessity if you want to make a playoff push. And I think that you need to leave the offseason with a center fielder, or I don't know if you need a Bauer. But
Mhm.
like I think and I think there's just so much time and there's so many players left unsigned and there's so many players available that I don't think you can be getting on his back now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Mets fans like to forget that like the Wilpons, like their signings were bad. I feel like if the Wilpons were still here, our big signing of the offseason would be extending Marcus Stroman, like,
Yeah,
and that's
absolutely.
it.
And it would be done. And you would have waited the whole time and then just done it at the end and season start. And like,
Put
yeah.
us put aside Bauer for a second though. What about Sugano?
I think it'd be a good I admittedly don't know much about him. I've never seen him play, but I think like from everything I've been reading about him and seeing headlines about him, I think it'd be a very good signing for you guys.
Yeah, I watched a lot of highlights on him actually, and like he's dominant. Like they say, I read a headline saying that he could be like prime level Mahashiro Tanaka or even Kenta Maeda, for example. Like he had a sub 2.0 ERA. Like he was dealing for the Giants back in Japan.
Yeah, no, it would be a good signing. I think there's a lot of talent to be had in Japan, and
Mhm.
it's just about finding them. I think, yeah, I think it'd be a really good sign. I'm not saying you're gonna get it done, but I think yeah, I think it'd be really good, and I'd be excited to see him play on the MLB stage and see how he
Yeah.
compared.
And I do think it's a cheap alternative compared to Bauer, where like the risk reward for someone who had listen, Bauer is had a phenomenal season, but he has been a mediocre pitcher for his entire career, and for him to pitch an 11 game span in a 60-game season, yes, he was dominant. Yes, he was dominant. But is it worth signing him for 7 years? Absolutely not.
No,
Absolutely not.
I don't think it's worth that, and especially when you don't need him, you're not like calling out for a potential ace because like he would come in and be your 2 or 3, and like there's not like I think it's a big like it has a high reward, but it's also a big risk for a position that you're pretty solid in right now. So I wouldn't. I still think he'll go to the Angels. I've been pretty consistent about that. It's just where
Yeah,
I
I
see
agree with you now. I
that's
definitely agree with you.
that's where I see him landing. But yeah, I just yeah, I think Sagan is just a better. It's a better option for money. I think you get better value.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really much going on with the Yankees, so let's move on to
There's
the
just
NBA.
nothing going on with the Yankees, but that's beside the fact. The NBA. I was watching the Knicks last night. Terrible shooting performance, like utterly horrendous. I think it was like 3 for 36 from three, which is like what our JV basketball team could shoot.
Yeah,
And
that's a fact.
it was really really awful. But we hung in the game for 3 quarters, and I've been encouraged by what I've seen. I don't know if you disagree.
Yeah, I mean, how about the Knicks beating the Bucks by like a
That was amazing.
lot?
It
That
blew them
was a
out. Yeah,
beautiful game to watch.
they're clearly the better team. I cannot remember the last time that I've watched the Knicks comprehensively beat a team with like a brain.
Yeah,
I
I know.
can't.
I know. It was really nice to see, believe it or not.
I never have. Julius Randle's been excellent. RJ Barrett, I mean, like he still really can't shoot, but like he's getting more shots and I think he's getting better. I thought Alfred
Hmm.
Payton's looked good. I've been the Obi Toppin injury is annoying because like I wanted to see him kind of find his feet and we're gonna have to wait a bit for that. But
Hmm.
yeah, I've been encouraged for what I've seen with the Knicks. I've like been very happy, and honestly, the same with the Nets. I think they played well. I know they've been resting Durant and Kyrie a decent amount, which is like load management annoying. I get it more for KD, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I've been
I
encouraged with both.
that's been playing pretty well, honestly. They beat the Hawks pretty recently, no?
Yeah, they did. And that was at their stars. I think the Nets can make a legit run. I'm not sure they have enough defensively, and I think the Dinwiddie ACL injury really really hurts because I think he's a great second option off the bench. But I think they have the star power. I think if you have Kevin Durant, like I think he's still one of the best players in the world, and
Yeah,
I think you're always going to have a chance with him. But yeah, I've been encouraged with what I've seen from both.
yeah, I agree. So, what are your expectations for the Knicks? I mean, obviously the Nets to make a championship, but
Yeah, no, I think the Nets you gotta push far, if not win the East. I know you have Milwaukee and Miami and Boston, and I don't know if Toronto's there, but you definitely have competition. But I think if you're the Nets, you have to fancy yourselves to be up there with them and to be making a deep run. So if I'm the Nets, my goal is to win the East, and then if I'm the Knicks, is to not be the worst. I know that sounds pretty underwhelming, but just don't be the worst team in the East anymore. Like get into like I'm not even saying they have to push for an 8 seed, but I think if you're in the conversation that you could have made a playoff run and snuck in there, I think it's a win.
yeah, I don't think the Knicks will be the worst team if we're being
No,
honest.
I don't. I mean the Cavs. I know they started 3-0. I still think the Cavs and the Pistons are worse than the Knicks. Like worse
I,
than
I
both.
definitely agree with you. I think the
Yeah,
Pistons will
definitely.
finish bottom of the East.
Yeah, so do I. And I think that's what the Pistons want. I think they've been so okay for a while. I think they just want the number one pick. Like,
Yeah,
I don't think they want anything else. So I think it works out. But the lottery, I mean, crazy thing is like the Knicks could be better than last year, and like they could still end up with the
they
number one.
could get the first pick. Yeah, I
That's
mean, we've
like I
seen that
like
happen a lot.
I don't like the lottery, but like I do get that like it's there for like anti-tanking because that's not what you want to see. But I don't
Cough,
know.
cough, Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Cough.
no, Jackson. I was blatant tanking, but it worked out, and the Jets handed it to him. Like,
Yeah, pretty
I mean,
much.
good for the Jets, good for Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he'll have a job with I don't think he'll have a job with the Jets next year, but I think he'll have a job. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, I guess that kind of leads us into our next topic, college.
Yeah,
Who are you gonna watch tonight for the Giants? Give me two
Alabama.
players.
On Alabama, I'm looking at Devontae Smith. The Giants so badly need a wide receiver who can make plays. I think that Shepard is a solid possession slot guy. Slayton can be a good number two, can go deep. We need a guy who can get yards after the catch. I think that Devontae Smith, he could fall to the Giants in that like 6 to 10 range. And I think it would be a really, really good pick for us. I just think he can be a playmaker at the next level. And then from Notre Dame, I have Liam Eichenberg, offensive tackle. He's gone 2 years without directly leading to a sack. I think he'd probably fall a little bit later if the Giants end up winning the division. I think he'd be in the 20 to 25 mark, but I think he'd be another good guy. He's not as agile, not as athletic as some of the other offensive line prospects, but he's played consistently at a high level for a couple years now at a big program. I think he'd be a really good pick. Who do you have selected?
I mean, I'm definitely gonna be watching Justin Fields against Trevor Lawrence tonight.
Oh,
Like,
so excited for that, man. So excited.
hopefully Justin Fields could get a win. I mean, it'd be nice considering he lost to Clemson, and maybe that'll motivate him to beat Trevor Lawrence. And I think that would be a glimmer of hope for the Jets if they did want to draft him.
Yeah, no, I think he's had rough performances against Indiana and Northwestern, which like I'd say his probably his trademark ability with his accuracy. Because before that, he was 11 touchdowns, no picks. In the last two games, he's like 4 touchdowns, 5 picks. So I think he needs to manage the game well. And if he can beat like the consensus number 1 overall pick in Clemson and someone argue the best team, I think it's another push for him to maybe go to the Jets.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it would definitely be a push, and I think the Jets front office is going to be watching this game very closely.
Absolutely.
And
Like
then,
it's the same thing like where like Zach Wilson, and he's gaining on a lot of people's boards, but like we're not going to be able to see him on this high national stage against the top team, and that has nothing to do with him. It's just where he plays, and like I think we have to look at this opportunity to see Justin Fields play the highest level of competition against NFL talent, because the Clemson does have NFL talent. There's no doubting that. So
yeah.
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Yeah, and just like you're saying, my second pick would probably be Travis Etienne. I think he's a really solid running back. Seen a lot of him. He's got like 13 touchdowns,
Would you like
almost
to see him at
600
the Jets?
yards. I could see him. I could see us drafting him and potentially like with an early second round pick or even a late second round pick. And I think it'd be worth it.
No, usually I'm against taking a running back in the first round, just because I think like you see some amazing running back talent go in like the 2 to 3, and like I think unless you're like a generational running back talent, I don't think you should go in the first round. But I think Etienne, I feel like he's been at Clemson for forever now, and he's always been a productive part of their offense. I think it'd be a really good pick for the Jets. I really like him.
If he does, honestly though, if we do have our late first and he's still there, I really don't know. I hope he's still there. I really do hope he's still there.
I think he will be. I think he'll go late first, early second.
I did see some people. I did see in some people's mock draft he got projected to be drafted 11th, which I got very scared about, which I hope does not happen.
I think it's a little. I think that's a little too high. I think it's.
I agree.
And there's nothing against him. I think he's a really good talent. I just think that I don't know. Like I think you look at like I think the classic example everyone uses like Fournette goes in the first round. You have like Cook, Kamara, and like Mixon all behind him. Like I think,
and I mean Chris Carson too.
Yeah, like just be like the best running back talent does not always go in the first round. It's just like I think I think you can wait on him. I think you can wait on him. Like I think like someone like Saquon Barkley, maybe we shouldn't have taken him. It's a different discussion, but like I think he's a generational running back talent. And I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want Sam Darnold, so like I can't fault them for that. But like I'm not sure Etienne is like that good. I think he's really good, but I don't think he's like a game changer, carrier offense kind of thing. So I think that like 25 to like 45 is I think he'll go in that range.
Who do you think is gonna win tonight? Bama versus Notre Dame, and then Clemson versus Ohio State.
I think I'd probably give the nod to Clemson and Bama. I'd like to see that matchup again.
I do think that Bama's gonna win though.
Yeah. You think Bama's gonna win the whole thing?
Yeah, I think Bama's got the natty.
I don't know. I really don't know. I think I'm not. Can Mac Jones beat Trevor Lawrence in a shootout?
I think he can.
I don't know if he can. I don't know if he can. I don't.
I think Alabama has played phenomenal this year. I mean, they blew out LSU. They destroyed Auburn. No, they didn't destroy Auburn. It was a good game. I mean, they had a good game with Florida against Kyle Trask. I think Mac Jones has proven to be a pretty valuable asset for Bama, honestly.
No, I think he's a really, really solid quarterback. I think he does everything they need him to do, but I'm just not sure that he can compete with Trevor Lawrence that way. I'm not convinced, but and that's nothing against him, but I'm really excited to see them. Going on to the NFL. What are you expecting last week of the season?
So, I mean, I expect the Jets to go out and win. There's been reports saying that Adam Gase has gotten fired. Thank God.
Yeah, he better.
Thank God.
I don't know how I would support the Jets.
I made a very strong guarantee on a few episodes ago that I would be very, very upset and that there was no possible way that Adam Gase would ever stay with the Jets. And I'm very happy that that's looking like a reality. And I mean, Giants have a chance at the playoffs. What do you think about that?
I think they get in. I do. I think Philadelphia beats Washington, and I think we beat Dallas. I think it's that simple.
I
I I think that Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is better than whoever the football team put out at QB. I know that Washington's defense is really, really good, but I have a gut feeling. And Andy Dalton doesn't scare me. I know he's kind of starting to get into a rhythm with their weapons, but I'm not scared. I don't know. I don't know what you think about that, about their chances.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know if it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm gonna be real with you. I kind of liked watching what Taylor Heineke play against.
No, yeah, I actually didn't think he looked that bad. I mean,
Yeah,
I also think Haskins just looked that bad. Like he's awful.
Heineke should have had 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I know.
He was dotting up that secondary.
Yeah, he also should have had a pick. Like he should have had a pick. If we're being honest. Like
Yeah,
I don't think he'd be the worst option, but like small sample size, I'm not sure he's the guy. I think that Jalen Hurts has been playing well even when they lose, and I think Doug Peterson will be there next year, and I think he'll want to get some momentum going into the next season.
yeah. I mean,
I think Washington had the chance to clinch the division against like a not that good Carolina team, and they blew it, and I think they're gonna blow it again.
I don't think they'll blow it, and I don't know if it'll be on the fault of the football team or not, but the way that the Cowboys played against the Eagles leads me to believe that they're going to beat the Giants, and that's all I want to say.
Nope. Danny Dimes.
I don't know about Danny Dimes.
Neither do I.
Be real with you.
That's not important. Danny Dimes is gonna pull it out.
So I mean, I'm assuming a lot of these predictions are leading into your spread picks because they're so close.
Absolutely, and I think you're gonna find some of the things we just talked about in my spread picks. Who's the first one you got?
First of all, I just want to mention that we both did not get a single pick right last week.
Yeah, so if you're
pretty embarrassing.
Don't count on betting on any of these. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I was gloating a little bit, and I said that I was undefeated, and that quickly came to an end, game by game.
All right. I think we're gonna bounce back this week. I'm feeling very
good. We're gonna bounce back this week. We are gonna bounce. I'm gonna bounce back this week, not you.
I definitely am. All right, let's
because a lot of my first pick is Cowboys -1.
Not gonna happen. I'm not even. There's nothing else to say. We already talked about it. I'm not worried. And I have Eagles. +2 for my first pick, or the football team. So we've already discussed that. I think the Giants should win. I think we're better. I think their defense is awful. I really do.
My second pick. Wait for it. Is the New York Jets +3.5 points against the Patriots. I'm finally. For the first time this season, I will wear this jersey with pride. And I think I'd be fine with keeping Sam Darnold, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, I have Bills -3 over the Dolphins. I think that they don't have Fitzpatrick to bail them out. I think the Bills are just a better team, way better offensively than the Dolphins are good defensively. I don't think it's a blowout, but I think it's more than 3. Yeah, so I like the Bills -3.
Bills already clinched the division, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean,
I don't imagine Josh Allen will play more than a quarter. But
you still think that they're gonna win though, even though Miami's dying for a playoff spot?
I do. I really do.
Yeah, I would personally, I'd stay away from that game because I really don't know what the Bills are gonna do, and I feel like they might be okay with taking the loss, but
no, I don't. I can't see. I can't see them going. I can't see them taking a loss going into playoffs. So I think at the very least he plays a quarter. And at the most, I think he maybe plays the full game, depending on how they want to approach it. But I don't know. He's been very cryptic in the press conferences. But who's your third pick?
So my final pick is going to be Cardinals -3. I know a lot of people are saying that you should stay away from the Cardinals right now because they're a little shaky.
I would stay away from the Cardinals because I don't trust them.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if I trust Kyler with a leg injury, but we'll see.
But against the Rams, I mean, the Jets lost to the Jets beat the Rams. I mean, Rams, and they also got destroyed by the Seahawks. So I mean, they're trending downwards. And I mean,
I'm worried about the Rams. I'm very worried about the Rams. But for my third pick, gotta go Giants +1. Have to go Giants +1.
No,
it's coming home. Playoff
It's
time.
not coming home.
And if not, then we'll get the third pick, and then it's a win-win.
I don't know if he'll get the third pick though.
No, I think that the odds are very against it. We would need a perfect storm to get the third pick. I don't think that will happen, but yeah.
Well,
All right. I think that's it for this week.
yeah. Thank you guys for supporting us. Have
Thank you.
a happy and healthy new year.
Happy New Year,
And
everybody.
let's pray for the best.